YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Barber coming back at you with another haircut tutorial. In this video, I'm going to be doing a skin fade. So before any cut, I like to begin by brushing or combing out my client's hair. And due to the texture of his hair, this is the brush that I decided to use, but basically all I'm trying to do is get everything to lay in its natural direction. So now that I got everything brushed in its natural direction, I'm going to jump right in with my ANDIS SLIMLINE Pro Li, and I'm going to begin to create my first guideline, which is going to be my bald guideline. So now that my bald guideline is created, I'm now going to completely bald it out using my Barber Pro Foil FX02. And you're going to notice that when I'm getting towards the top of that guide that I set, that I'm using that flick out motion and I'm somewhat avoiding it. And that's because I want to give a smooth demonstration from completely bald to stubble, because later that's going to help my blend pop. So once I clean the bottom, you're going to notice that I'll take my Barber Pro Foil FX02, and then that hair that I left, that little guide section that I did leave, I'll now take my shaver and I'll dab downwards on it. And what that's allowing me to do is knock any weight or any guide that looks like it may have been created with the shaver, and it's also allowing me that smooth transition that I just talked about. So now that my bald guide has been set and completely blended out, I'm now going to come in with my WAHL magic clip with the original fade blade with the lever open, and I'm going to begin to create and set my next guideline. Beats Production. So now that I created the guide with my lever open, I'm now going to close my lever and begin to blend from the bottom of that guide right back up towards the top of it. And little by little, as I work my way up, I'm going to open my lever. And every time I do that and work my way up, you're going to notice that that guide's moving up with me. But that's okay, because that's exactly what we're looking for. By the time we make it right back up to the top of that guide with the lever fully extended, it'll be completely blended out. Alright, so now that I went through the process, I'm now going to do some lever play and detail work. And what I mean by lever play is you're going to see me open and close my lever as needed. You're also going to see that I'll use the whole blade at times, and there's times where you're going to see that I only use the corner of the blade. Anytime I'm using the whole blade, I'm trying to remove a big dark area. Anytime I just want to work in a small specific area, you'll see that I'll use the corner of my blade. And when you use a corner of your blade, it's easy to focus in a little area without being so committed as you would with the full blade. Alright, so now that we got that guide cleaned up, I'm now going to take my WAHL Magic Clip, and this time I have the taper blade, and I'm coming in with my WAHL #1 red color guard with the lever open, and I'm beginning to set and create my next guideline. And I'm giving myself the same amount of space that I gave myself with the previous guide because I want to keep everything consistent with this blend. Alright, so now that my guide was created with the lever open, I'm now going to close my lever and begin to blend from the bottom of that guide right back up towards the top of the guide where we just left off with the lever fully open. This time, I'm not going to open and close my lever, I'm just going to keep it closed and work my way right up to underneath where I just left off with the lever fully open. Again, the one closed tends to leave a little weight behind, but that's okay, I'm going to show you how to remove it in the next step. Alright, so now I'm going to take my WAHL half color guard with the lever open, and right where I just showed you, that was the weight left behind by that one close. So I'm going to come in with the lever fully open, and I'm going to go right above where I see the weight that was left. And anytime you go right above it, you can feel comfortable with that, knowing that that half guard with the lever open is somewhat equivalent to that one closed. So I'm going to remove this weight by using the fade down process. So I'm going to come in with the lever open right above the weight that I see, and I'm going to begin to close my lever as needed and work my way down until that guide's completely blended out. Alright, so now that I have that blended out, I'm going to come in with my WAHL 1.5 premium guard with the lever open, and just like I just gestured you, I'm going to go straight up, meaning I'm going to go directly off his parietal ridge and keep my clippers straight up. I'm not going to go with the roundabout of his head because I want to obtain somewhat of a boxy look for his haircut. Alright, so now that I cleaned it up with the lever fully open, I'm now going to close my lever and begin to blend from the bottom of that guide right back up to where I just left off with the lever fully open. So I noticed some weight was left behind from the 1.5 closed, so I'm going to come in with my WAHL #1 color guard with the lever open, and I'm going to begin to attack that weight that I see. So I'm going to go right above it, and again I'm going to use the fade down process to remove this. So I'm going to close my lever as needed and work my way down until that's completely blended out. Alright, real quick, while you guys watch me blend this out, I just want to say shout out to Tito Beats for this dope fire that you hear in your ear. Again, I want to say I appreciate you, my boy. I always say it, but I mean it. I feel like your beats set such a dope tone and vibe to my haircut tutorials, and I just want to say I appreciate you for that. I also want to say I got a really dope giveaway coming. It's actually to celebrate my 10K, even though I'm at like 11.5. But nevertheless, it's a super dope giveaway. I'm getting ready to announce it soon. I just haven't got to it yet. But a huge shout out to Barber's Gold. He went ahead and got in on this giveaway, and it's super dope. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. So right here, I'm taking my ANDIS T outliner with the GTX blade, and I'm just softly lining up his edges. You could see that I don't push anything back. I like to keep everything very natural but sharp at the same time. Alright, so I'm noticing a little bit of weight in between that fade and the length that's left on top. You could see that I just kind of combed it out a little bit. So I'm going to come in and do some clipper over comb. So I like to come in with my WAHL Magic Clip with the original fade blade, but I also like to come in with the lever open. And just like sometimes you guys see me use guards when I'm doing clipper over comb, coming in with the lever open just allows a little more room for error. So it's just kind of like a safety net. And even someone like myself that's as comfortable as I am with clipper over comb, I still like to take precautions, and this is just one way that I'm able to do that.
Governments like this one deserve to be taken over.
So now that I did my clipper over comb, I'm still seeing a little bit of darkness, and I know I could remove it with a guard. So I'm gonna come in with my WAHL 1.5 premium guard with the lever open, and I'm gonna begin to attack that weight that I see. And again, I'm gonna use that fade down process. So I'm gonna come in with the lever open, and I'll close my lever as needed and fade down. I also want to mention that I'm not going to be doing any shear work. It's not very noticeable right now, but the texture of my client's hair actually allows them to have waves. So he's getting ready to actually start doing brush sessions and bring them waves. So we're just cleaning up the sides and giving them a fade today. Alright, so now I'm going to begin on my client's lineup, and clearly we could all see that his lineup isn't his strong suit. But nevertheless, he still likes one. He likes to look sharp, and so I'm gonna try to achieve that right now. I did apply a hold spray and I didn't do it or show the camera, I apologize, but basically I used hairspray to kind of lock down the hairs in place right here. And that's a good way anytime you're dealing with somebody that may have very light hair. Actually, I'm gonna recommend that you do it with all your lineups and just try it out and see if it's something that works for you, because it allows you to deliver a really sharp look that remains consistent because you held everything in place. So when my client goes home, takes a shower, restyles out, it's gonna look the same as it did when he left my chair. So again, clearly we could see that he doesn't have a very strong, like, boxy lineup. He has nowhere near anything close to a boxy lineup, but he does like to get a lineup and look sharp. So basically what I'm doing is I'm keeping everything natural without pushing it back, and right where everything is, I'm just knocking down any hairs that may be out of place to give it a really clean overall look. Again, my client's getting ready to start bringing them waves in, and those light spots, we could see one right here on the left side. He also has two on the right side. Those will start to fill in as he starts doing his brush sessions, his waves come in, and that length comes in. So once that length does come in, I'll be able to give him somewhat more of a cleaner, structured lineup. So until then, I'm just gonna remain consistent and keep everything as sharp as possible. So right here, I'm getting ready to clean up his brows. And the first thing I wanna say about the brow area is it's a very sensitive area, and you guys see that I love to dry shave. I'm always dry shaving and lining out my clients. But in this particular area, I do like to apply a shave gel because it is sensitive, and it could be really sensitive for a lot of people. And so by me applying that shave gel, it's just allowing my blade to glide that much easier, and it's allowing for a more a more comfortable shave for my client, and that's the main goal. And anytime, again, that you see me place a blade on somebody, I'm constantly stretching out the skin. And I can't stress that enough, especially in areas like this that could be really, really sensitive. So just make sure that you're constantly keeping your client's comfortability in mind. And if that's not a word, it is now. Alright, so I'm going to finish them off using some Timeless 360 Wave Nourishment. I'm going to take a little bit of this product, rub it in my hands. You can see that it breaks down to somewhat like baby oil almost, but it smells so bomb and it leaves the hair looking so nice with a shine to it. So here is a look at the final cut. If you got anything useful out this, I ask that you smash that like button. If you're new to my channel, I suggest you stick around. It's only gonna get doper from here. Here's a look at the pre-waves. I'm actually gonna track his process here on this channel. He is a client of mine and he's down to be filmed, so look forward to that. Again, I appreciate y'all. Be blessed and be a blessing. I'm out.